Been an interesting way to start the podcast.
Without a finger?
Yeah.
Like
In the hospital.
I know I'm tired. Man, you know what? I might straight cut this.
Sean just stuck there's a V cutter right there.
I know.
You want a straight cutter?
I said I straight cut, but I meant a V cut.
I figured. That's why I said there's one right
so
there.
I have this nice cutter here from Luke, and I was talking to Dan, and I meant to put my hand on the outside, and it just booped right in and went.
Right on through.
Yeah.
This might be the move. Morning coffee cigar podcast rather than after we shoot 4 video podcasts. So, this coffee, black and white holiday blend, made in a drip coffee machine. Fan-freaking-tastic. I might blow through this bag this week.
The holiday?
Yeah, the
Really?
black and white holiday. I put it on Instagram. If I could bunker coffee, I'd bunker this one.
You can.
No, you can't.
No, you can.
It goes bad.
I
It
know.
stales.
Eh.
It does. Oh,
Eh.
you can tell in your grinder. Like, you put fresh beans in your grinder, put like 3-month-old beans in your grinder, different noises entirely. It's wild.
I don't have the fanciest of grinders.
I think I need to like take mine apart and tighten it back up. I think the burrs are getting loose.
I have that grinder wherever
Yeah.
that one went.
That's a nice grinder.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's good for espresso.
Yeah, like that's the only thing I use it for is espresso.
Yeah.
Like it does not do a coarse ground that well.
No, it doesn't. It's dog
Even
shit.
all the way out. So Gabby's like, we don't need 2 grinders. I go, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Because that one I can do French press, pour over,
Yeah.
and like just drip with really, really well. Like because with the Keurig's got a little basket in there, so I'll do that from time to time. Do a craft, but that does not do like even the finest
dog shit at course.
Like
It's awful.
that the other one doesn't do espresso grind.
Yeah.
Like its
No, it
finest
can't,
is
yeah.
basically like still okay for a French press.
Most can't do both. Like the ones that can do both cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like you can buy a really nice $500 grinder that can do basically French press to AeroPress, and then you can get like a really nice $300 to $500 grinder that can do espresso almost only. The shitty part about that Breville one is you can do coarse if you
have to take
go all the way.
You have to
and
take
then
the
do
basket
that
out. Yeah,
and
if
do
you take
all the way.
burrs out.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because you can adjust the burrs and then adjust it.
Burrs are set
finely.
up.
Yeah.
Time is set up for espresso. It
Yep,
doesn't move.
It has to stay.
When my dad said he ground coffee and then did just in the Keurig, I go, man, I hope he didn't fill that whole thing up with espresso ground. Thank God he used the other grinder.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Because he was like,
you
I
imagine?
couldn't figure out that one. I was like, thank God. Thank the
imagine?
Lord. I didn't even think you were going to do like a ground coffee because there
Right.
are K-cups there. And he is a man of convenience. I get that. I am myself every now and then.
I can't, dude. Listen, I could do.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a K-cup.
There's a lot wrong with
if you
K-cups.
throw in like a little half and half, a little one pumper,
dude.
vanilla or whatever. I do
can't.
caramel.
I can't.
You would never even notice.
I would know.
Nope.
Well, I don't drink coffee. I would just know because you put that shit in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying I could go side by side, and if I did drip, or pour over and put that shit in there, and then do K-cup, you'd be like, wow, those are almost the same.
Cigars did this blind
Yeah?
where he did like a nice drip machine. He has a nice drip machine, right? Not like he's got like a very expensive drip machine.
Yep.
So nice drip machine. I think he did pour over, nice drip, like an instant or something.
Yeah.
But they were all the same coffee though.
Okay, yeah,
So
you'd have to.
He was trying to separate like the method, not the coffee. You know what I mean?
That's heavy.
Yeah, it's real heavy.
Don't have a return over here.
Could put that fan and blow it over here, just more noise.
I think if we had it on low and like just sitting over there, it'd be fine. All right, real quick before we get back to the video, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Into the AM. Into the AM is one of my favorite clothing brands ever to exist because they combine so many good aspects: quality, comfort, just pricing. Those are things I look for mostly because I'm cheap and I like good clothing at a great price. And right now, if you head on over to intotheam.com/Bourbonjunkies, they're running a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale. You can get 30 to 80% off across the entire site. And then when you use our code right on top of that, you get an additional 10% off. It stacks. That's what you want. You want better deals. The basic tees will never not be in my lineup because I have some that are legitimately 3 years old now and they still look brand new. They're not all pilled up and stuff. They're looking great. They brought back one of my favorite things ever that they did years ago. They're doing long sleeves again, which I'm a nice long sleever. It is cold in and around Michigan, so I enjoy a nice long sleeve shirt. I legitimately only wear Into the AM and Bourbon Junkies merchandise at this point because I wear what I'm comfortable in, and that's what I'm comfortable in. So head on over to their site right on now. Link description below, or you can just type it in, whatever you want to do. You can check out their great deals for Black Friday, Cyber Monday until November 30th. Remember that. You got until November 30th to get at that up to 80% off sale. All right, back to the video.
Says
Nothing.
It's silent.
Literally
Yep.
nothing.
Cool.
Yeah, the noise gates are working.
Cool. Well,
Okay,
already
back to it.
started
Sorry.
it.
Sorry.
Welcome. Another pour.
Oh, you're just going to cut this in
We've
there?
been in it. We've been in it. We're born in it.
Yeah, I'll just shoot a cold intro or something and stitch it before.
Of what?
Well,
Just hard start the fucking podcast.
cool, man.
Everybody does that.
Anyways, Cigars was doing all the
guess
coffee.
Yeah. He did it with Allison. I haven't talked to him in so long. He did it with Allison.
Yep.
And Allison goes, which one do you think? He's like, well, obviously the pour over is going to be.
Superior, huh? Wasn't it?
I think the drip won. I think
Really?
he preferred the drip. Now, mind you, they're all black.
Yeah.
And all black coffee, all the same bean, just different methods of preparation. I believe the drip won.
Probably had his water too hot,
Dude, he has the amount of coffee. When I went down and we were hanging out with him, he's like, what do you want? I was like, I'd take a coffee.
Yeah.
Buddy,
What kind?
He made
Yeah.
like 6 before he's like, no, the settings aren't right yet. He made like 6, dumped them out. The 7th one was the correct.
No, I ain't that picky.
Wild.
I can tell you ain't
Fuck,
that picky.
I would have drank the other 6 just
Yeah.
for the hell of it.
If I pull a shot and I'm like, a little consistent, still going to drink it. Like, why would I not?
Espresso is also a nightmare.
Yeah.
Espresso is a
That's why I don't change any settings.
nightmare. I hate it.
Wait, why do you hate it?
Because it's a fucking hassle. The tamp needs to be the right pressure.
Nah.
Like the grounds need to be the very, very. The grind
True.
depends purely on the bean.
Yep.
So the grind needs to be different for every bean, basically.
I usually use either black and white, the natural, or
Classic.
the classic. Yep. The pink
But, like-
or the blue bag.
So you're like changing settings after you go through a bag. It takes like actually a couple runs through your grinder to get the right settings. So you wasted a bunch of coffee up front.
Nah, it's not bad.
These are like, and then you're supposed to like to get the correct pull.
Yeah.
You're actually supposed to poke all of the grounds
Yeah,
while they're
WTT.
after they're tamped.
Oh, no, not after the
Yes,
tamp.
you are.
No, you
Buddy,
do it before.
I know way more
you
about
do
this
it
than you
before,
do. No, you don't.
And then you tamp it.
and then you do these little hair combs. You push the comb in, and because it allows the pathways to the water to be even.
No.
out.
You just put a metal filter on the top. So what you do is you screen on top.
What the fuck are you saying? Oh my gosh! No, you do not do that.
Oh, you're so wrong on this one.
I'm
so
not.
the screens disperse the water evenly across.
No, you. Holy shit! This is how you do it with free espresso machines. Yes, when you want real espresso,
Oh my
you don't
God.
put screens on top.
Okay. I've watched so many high-end coffee like videos of people using like the fellow grind, like that super expensive one that's like $2,000.
Okay.
And then they use like all their special tamps and stuff,
Okay.
and then they'll put the disc on top.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right
No
now.
real coffee shop uses those
Just boozy motherfuckers use them.
at home.
Yeah,
Maybe.
homestead.
Yeah. There. If you go to like a fucking espresso competition, ain't nobody using that fucking thing there. Not a single
I will
person.
I'll message Kyle Ramage.
He'll be like, "You can." That's what he's gonna say. You can do that, but you don't need to.
I haven't talked to him in so long.
I talked to him yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I talked to him. I talk to him every week to some extent. But it's the fucking pickiest way to make coffee is espresso. You tamp too hard. Oh, water didn't get through. Too much pressure. Wrong extraction. It's got to be like, do you have a scale under your cup as you're pulling the espresso?
No.
Not doing it right. Like, this is the craziest part about espresso.
I don't
Like,
have
these
a
are the
fancy
things you're
enough
supposed to do.
machine
You do.
for it to like.
Oh, you do. This is the dumbest
But I
part about
can't
it.
turn it off. So like it should be consistent with the amount that it pushes through every time.
It'll be consistent with. It won't be consistent with how much makes it through every time because your tamps are different.
That's fair.
This is
yeah.
why
I don't
it's-
have a bougie. I
it's
hand
so
tamp
picky.
and it's like
Yeah.
roughly the same pressure in a couple
Give or
pounds
take
probably.
10 pounds. Yeah.
10 pounds.
How much do you tamp to? This is the other problem.
About 30 pounds.
40 is the correct one. You
About
know
30?
exactly what 40 feels like? This is
Yeah.
This is the problem with espresso. You got to make it dumb proof. You know what I mean? And it's not dumb proof. It's the most anti-dumb proof. Now, I think like the argument for pour over would be similar.
Every time I drown it with steamed milk, we're good.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Very consistent on that one.
I literally went through a half a bag of coffee beans getting Ricky's espresso machine dialed in. Half a bag. Getting the grinder and the espresso machine. Getting the pressure getting the drip right.
It took us a good amount of time to get the settings that we wanted for espresso. Like the exact time, because you can do it in like 0.2 seconds or something like that. Yeah. And then changing the basket on the inside, the number of grind size on that. So it's like,
then if you switch to freaking bottomless filters, there's even more shit.
You mean a single wall filter?
Bottomless. They're called bottomless.
Well, okay.
Bottomless portafilters. That's what they're called.
It's a single wall versus double wall.
No. Because you can do single wall and double wall.
Oh, I know you're talking where you put the screen itself on the bottom and then fill it up.
The screen's just on the bottom, of
okay.
those. Permanently. They're beautiful. It's the coolest looking way to make espresso.
Fresh coffee, if I just get a bag, I'll do single wall for a while. And then as, like, I don't blow through a bag that fast.
Sure.
As it gets a little older, I'll switch to the double wall basket.
Oh, I never switch to baskets.
Why?
Because there's no fucking difference.
A little bit.
Because there's too many other variations.
Yeah.
Literally,
there's an extraction time difference.
Tamp pressure alone, variation in the tamp pressure alone, will ruin a fucking pull. Literally. It literally will make it bitter. Ground, not fine enough, too fine.
You know what you do? Drown it in milk.
Drown it in milk. You gotta. Espresso's a fucking nightmare, dude. And this is why the coffee hipsters are nerds.
Yeah.
They gotta be. I don't blame them. There's no blame.
I watched the, have you seen the one where they extract over a chilled metal ball?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Apparently
this
that's a new thing.
It just it makes it cold.
So
cold
it's supposed to do,
I guess?
It's supposed to like cool it down and you keep a part of the I don't fucking know. I don't understand it. I watched a reel at like 2 o'clock in the morning one time, and they're like, "Is this the new trend in coffee?" I go, "I hope fucking not."
Is it? What'd the comment section say? You two boys knows.
I didn't know. It was a reel, dude. I don't look at comments on reels. I go to the next one.
Oh, Instagram's a fucking name.
See ya.
Well,
I can't do TikTok.
No,
I bet it's back on my phone though.
You gotta get
I just had an
You
update.
gotta get off Samsung. You gotta get
just
away
got an
from
update.
Samsung.
So let's see.
You gotta get away from it. Samsung's
TikTok's back.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Samsung is evil.
Samsung's got to have a deal with TikTok.
They have
It
to.
is always on there. Every update. Samsung.
You know what's nice about my
phone? They
phone?
throw some games on there for me that I'm never going to play.
That drives me nuts.
I uninstall them. And TikTok.
This is actually the reason. That and Bixby are the reasons I went away from Samsung. Because on Google, guess what I never have? Random apps I've uninstalled. They never come back ever, no matter what.
I don't have a Bixby button on this phone.
No?
No. S23 doesn't have one.
Bixby's such a piece of shit.
I know it's on the thing. There's
Like
a
the
way.
menu.
Yeah.
You can
There's a
probably
way
gesture
to
it.
get it going, but I don't use it.
You rub it right.
I just say, "Hey Google."
Yeah. If you rub it right, it'll do it. When I had my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra or whatever, that piece of shit was like, you're not allowed to use Google. You have to turn on developer options to get out of Bixby. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't make the worst. It's worse than everybody. It's worse than Alexa. It's worse than Google. It's worse than Siri. It's worse than all of them.
I had a 22. Liked it. I think this is the 23.
I mean Bixby specifically.
Yeah,
as the AI, it's
Bixby's
the worst
trash.
AI.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
like
world.
Cortana. It's like, die.
This Cortana
thanks,
seemed
Microsoft. All right. I mean, we haven't talked in
a week and a half.
Days, weeks, months, years. Some have said.
Did Kyle text you back yet?
No.
I texted Kyle this morning about this holiday blend. Did he text you back? I want to know the answer. I'm just intrigued. I'm sorry. And then we can move on.
I don't think he has yet. Oh,
okay.
Nothing yet.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
He said he was active 9 minutes ago. God damn it, Kyle. He's probably working, though. It is a Wednesday morning.
Yeah. It's definitely working.
Man, that's good.
It's very good. Wrong filters and everything.
I normally just
good.
bug him about coffee every now and then.
Yeah.
And just ask some questions.
We usually text once. We usually text back and forth once a week. Usually
I'm bad at
talking
texting
about
people.
shit
You know
like
this.
that. Yeah. Talk about coffee, whiskey. Last week he's like, I really liked how those American labels turned out. Just shit like that.
Oh,
he's
what
a
a guy.
great fucking dude.
He's a good guy.
He is smart as hell too. Also very wrong about whose palates are better if we want to bring up the past, because Sean and I beat the shit out of Brian, and he said we would lose. Did you beat Brian?
I don't remember.
I'm just gonna say that confidently and hope I'm
I know
right.
you did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I won the whole thing.
It was
but
a poor showing on my end normally.
Yeah, that was game
It's,
time.
yeah.
All right, so, I went to the Dominican Republic. You stayed here, got installed, and hand wrote 700 labels and did other shit.
Gabby helped too.
Did
on
she?
the bourbons.
Writings on the walls.
And then I did all the ryes.
Oh, it's just, it's
tedious.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I went through markers.
Nice. Did you really?
Yeah.
The nice
Because
thing.
after a while, they like get super rounded and they
get
just like
fat,
mush.
Fat line.
Yeah.
The nice thing about it truly is it's a task that you just know the progress you've made. That part is gratifying,
I just threw on some music, found out like how to kind of optimize going along.
Yeah.
Took 2 days and did it.
So we got
A lot of fun.
I just did like Say the Junkies this morning and I was like, we gotta do this, we gotta do this, we gotta do this. And then I was like, I just realized that like just saying all the things, my brain started going down each one of them a little bit.
Yeah.
So I gotta categorize this. We gotta do this one thing and this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? And then like focus on that.
Yeah. You telling me everything we had to do before like December is what stressed me out.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Well, and then
Just
in
let
December.
me be blissfully
Then in
ignorant.
December. You know what I mean? But eventually we'll get product over to DC here pretty soon for patrons.
Yeah, we're
That'll
just
be
waiting
good.
on I don't know. Well, I guess you
Tamps.
probably said it.
Yeah.
Tamps is gonna
Just
be the
waiting
big
on
one.
Tamps. But once the Tamps are here,
And a label machine.
I will go over there and just hand label the American labels at some point when you're editing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And go handwrite all of those. Because I labeled one and wrote on it and gave it to Chris yesterday because he was over there working again. I'm like, do you have one of these? He's like, no. It's like, do you have one of these? He's like, no. So I've like put the label on it, wrote on it for him.
I gave one of each to Chris for doing all the electrical and stuff. I think I told you that. Because my buddy Chris came over and put the new lights, and you guys eventually will see.
Chris is our electrician.
Chris is our electrician. He's done a lot of work there, honestly.
Done a lot.
Just moving plugs, rewiring stuff. He wired in the fork truck charger for us.
Yep.
Changed out breakers. He installed the light for us.
I think he provided some guidance on the fork truck charger, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I was going to say.
on like what I should be looking at and stuff.
He's
So
been
he's done a lot of work
extremely
for us.
helpful, yeah.
The new lights turned out awesome.
They turned out really cool.
It's
It
mostly him.
It
Well,
makes
like,
it like it feels like it's the brightness is nice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. They're not disgusting dirty shop lights. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it really changed like the
Yeah,
vibe
it
in
did.
that place, especially at like night.
Yeah,
When
I
it's
believe that.
Dark outside, those lights are on. It's like really nice and warm.
Yeah.
and it's just like a nice little chill.
It is.
atmosphere.
It's loungy.
Yeah,
Very loungy.
we were there during the day for my baby shower.
Yeah.
and it was still nice.
Yeah, that's what I was there yesterday, and it was. I mean, it's gloomy out, but it's bright.
Yeah.
and I was like, Ricky's ordering the curtains for the windows because I had measured that like fucking 2 months ago.
forgot about
Never
that.
gave it to
Yep.
Ricky, so she's gonna find curtains for the windows, and then after we do the curtains, I think that we just curtain the RO thing off, like with the heavy. You know those heavy like
Yeah.
stage curtain-esque
Yeah, like
things?
a photography
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Just curtain that off, then we can get in and out easy. We don't have to build a wall. And, someday get a fucking countertop and we'll be good.
Oh no, that'll never happen.
The lady, I told her I told her I wanted dark options for countertop. She sent 2 white options with black lines in them. One of them was $4,000. This is with the smaller countertop, shrinking it to 4 feet instead of 6 on the one side. And
Say 4.
$4,000, and I was like, okay, that's a lot. She sent a different option. It was like 3,600, and I go, hey, I was just kind of hoping number one for like a darker, not light, darker, and then also three
Not
or under.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, okay. Sends me another one for 3,400, and I'm like, we're not making progress. This is not progress.
It's very close.
You sent
to 3
me the
or under.
same number basically.
Yeah.
36 and 34 are the same right now. So I'm gonna go back to Lowe's and tell that lady because they had cheaper way cheaper than this one. I'm gonna tell her like, hey, sorry, I did math wrong. We could do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it'll just take as long as it takes for them to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of where we're at.
So how was the Dominican?
Fucking warm, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
Humid.
Yeah,
90
always is.
degrees. Fucking
Probably rained every day about 2 o'clock.
got tan as shit. Didn't rain until the last 2 days we were there.
Really?
Nope.
Like when we were in Jamaica, it was like every day it's like Florida. You'd get the sprinkle for like 20, 30 minutes. And then it was sunny and 80 the whole time. You're like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
This is March?
it was supposed to rain 4 days in a row. And then it didn't rain till like 3. And then
Oh,
it
nice.
did what you're saying where it sprinkled.
Yeah.
And it was fine again.
Yeah.
But we went there. It was dead.
Perfect.
There was nobody at the resort. It's wild.
November.
Nobody. This is their dead season, they said.
Really?
Because it's hurricane season.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So
You don't want to die.
I told Ricky, I was like, honestly, this is the move. Like fuck spring break. You know what I mean? Because she even said, this woman, I'll make this part of the story short because it was the most miserable time on vacation of my entire life. But if you sign up for their sales meeting.
Oh, yeah. You get like $400 or something.
Yep. So in one of the things, they just give you free things at their resort. So one of the things, we went to the Nickelodeon resort for the kids. One of the things was a character breakfast. So you go to this breakfast. It's like a nice breakfast buffet. And
I know you're
all
about
of
buffets
the
too.
cartoon characters walk around, right? Well, it's hard to find the cartoon characters on the resort.
Yeah, because they're out and about all day.
And the resort's huge.
Yeah.
And they only come out, they'll come out for half an hour and then they're gone again for whatever. So it's like, we saw a few, but we didn't see a ton. So it's like, we'd like to do the character breakfast, hold them on to do the slime. You could go sit and get like this dunk tank of slime thing done.
Okay.
They were like, we walk in, they're like, well, you do the slime for free, you do the character breakfast for free. And it was like, Ricky's like, okay, well then let's do it. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is like $350, $400, somewhere in that range that they're giving us.
Yep.
And I said, well, how long's this thing? And he goes, it's 1 hour. And I go, how long's I want the total time.
Yep.
I want the whole time.
Yep.
Not the one part of the meeting. I want coming in here to leaving.
Yeah.
He's like, he goes,
hours.
It's 1 hour. If you want longer, it can be longer. And I go, I don't want longer. And he goes, okay. Now, mind you, I don't speak Spanish. Flaw of myself. Ricky doesn't speak Spanish either. She speaks way more than I do.
Yeah.
She could say a few sentences.
Yep.
I speak like hola, agua,
You don't know how to say, where's the library?
adios. Like Ricky taught all of us how to say, where's the bathroom? You know what I mean? So we're sitting there. Next morning, we wake up to go do it. The lady we had walk us around the resort, they want you to join a vacation club. This is their pitch.
They got to get you into their exclusive.
Yeah,
Basically,
club.
you're buying a timeshare.
So
is what they want
the
you to
nice
do.
thing is this company sells timeshares, and then they also sell this vacation club thing. She's like, are you interested in timeshares at all? I'm like, no. She's like, well, do you want to look into the vacation club thing? I'm like, we have to be here now because Ricky signed us up for this.
Yep.
So tell us about the vacation club thing because I'm not interested in the timeshare thing. The vacation club thing, the idea of it is very cool. You actually can travel anywhere, and they own all of these,
all their different sister resorts and stuff.
And hotels. The cool part is they have all these hotels in America.
The place that we were at is a sister resort to the Nickelodeon in Mexico.
Sure.
Yeah.
And which is a sister resort to Hard Rocks and Margaritavilles and so anyways, but she was like, you can go anywhere in the United States. You get 7 days stay in a hotel.
Okay.
$450
Not
in
bad.
any of these hotels. I'm like, well, then show me a bunch of the hotels.
Yeah.
Dude, for real, truly to their benefit or whatever. Yeah. There were a ton of hotels, Breckenridge, all over the places that we often go.
How much was it? Yep. Hit me with the number.
50,000.
What?
I think that was for 25 or 50 years. Pay it one time, you get it for 50 years. You can use 2 weeks a year for the $450. And I'm like, you want me to give you 50 grand?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you 50 grand.
Hey, I'm good on that.
So we were sitting there and I was already new when we were walking around, we were doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm already real skeptical because you guys are trying to rob us right now.
Yeah, 100%.
For $350 that we just saved. So mind you, we're at an all-exclusive vacation.
They get really, really mad when you didn't sign up for everything.
Oh, the guy at the end?
Because they get real flustered if you don't.
Yeah.
If you just go over there for the free stuff and they leave, they're like, hey.
And all of them are one-on-ones, right? So I thought we'd be sitting in like a show meeting. They're all one-on-ones. So then she calls her assistant manager. She was great. Truly, the woman was amazing.
Say no if you're with a bunch of other people.
Because other
and they're
people
like,
said
no, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then they say no. But when you're one-on-one,
it's personal.
It's a car dealer bullshit. They get to press you a little bit for
I looked in his eyes and I go, we're not interested.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, so here's the thing. So a lot of people, people don't all want to sign up for the 50-year thing. So here's a 25-year option and a 10-year option. I go, that's cool. Appreciate it. And I go, listen, on paper, it all does sound great. Yeah. I agree with you. I said, I don't want to be locked into having to vacation if anything ever financially happened. I don't want to be stuck with a monthly payment because it's a monthly, right? Is how they break it down.
Yeah, you don't get out
You
of
get like
either.
a huge down payment, like 5 to 10 grand down payment.
Oh, perfect.
And then you have a monthly. And I'm like, your monthly on these is almost as much as our mortgage. And I don't want to be locked into. We do vacation usually 2 or 3 times a year in America.
Well, now you'd have to vacation 4 times a year.
Well, you're not allowed to.
Oh.
That $450 for 7 nights, which is truly a great deal. You and I can't go to any hotel or Airbnb for $450 for 7 nights.
No.
Maybe not even the Red Roof or whatever we hit that one night.
Oh, for there
that'd have
we
been
could,
close,
for
right?
sure. Yeah.
But I was like, listen, I go, truly, that seems like a great deal. All of what you're telling me seems great.
Yeah.
We're not interested.
Mathematically, they never work
I appreciate
out,
it, though.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, listen. He goes, you're not locked in. He goes, do you pay car insurance? I go, yep. And he goes, do you pay medical insurance? And I go, yes, I do. And he goes, this is like vacation insurance. And I go, no. The difference is I don't want to use my health insurance or my car insurance.
Yeah.
I have to use this.
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
So
we got into an argument.
yes.
We left eventually.
Yep.
They like take the kids away. And I looked at him, I said, I'm not going anywhere where I can't see them.
Yeah.
That's not one of the options. So we sit and they're playing in like a little room, but it's all a glass wall and I can just see them the whole time.
Perfect.
I'm getting up, checking on whatever.
Worst case scenario, this chair through that glass, I'm over there. Yeah.
Well, this will be the closest thing to real life taken before I die that anybody's ever seen in this resort.
Fair.
I'll take a few eyes and then you guys can probably kill me, but eventually one of you will be hurt. So I'm sitting there and eventually I go, hey, so the kids are over it. And I said, we're not interested.
Yeah.
So we'd like to be done. And they go, okay, how about this? We have a trial thing. I go, okay, that sounds great. What's the trial thing?
You give us 10 grand.
No, it's really cheap. Truly, it was like the down payment was like $2,000. You get it for 5 or 6 years. They give you one free all-inclusive stay, and you can still use the $450 for 7-day thing two times a year.
All right.
That sounds great. The monthly payment was like $150, $110, something like that.
That's what they get most people on right there.
And I go, this all sounds great again. Again, I don't want to be locked into vacationing.
All set. Yeah.
Also, the kids are done. And he's like, okay. So I go, you know what? I got up, went and got the kids. Just, you know what? Let's do this with the kids here. Because eventually you're going to be over it now, right?
Because Luna is going to look at him and be like, we can leave now.
Yeah, she's going to tell him to fuck himself.
She's sassy. Yeah.
So needless to say, we get out of that. I looked at Ricky and I go, I want you to know. It took 2 hours. I said, I want you to know, just a heads up, that if we added our hourly wages together.
For two of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I go, listen, and openly, Sean and I don't make $1 kajillion a year.
No.
So we spend a lot of our money on other things.
Your
Sean and I
wife
take
makes more
very
than
normal
us
salaries.
put together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, hourly, we make more than that just took.
Yeah.
And we're at a vacation. Why the fuck are we wasting 2 hours? Like, I was so pissed after we left.
So, I mean, it usually for the people like my in-laws, my wife's aunt and uncle, like they have a timeshare, but they got it forever and a day ago.
Sure.
And it was like, it made sense.
Sure.
They still, but like,
Use it.
they were locked in for like 90 years
Yeah.
at like the ridiculously low rate.
Sure.
They were like, when we first started coming here, like we didn't have a lot of money to do all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
And like the all-inclusive where they're at, you have to pay like a weekly package or whatever.
The maintenance and
They were
stuff.
like, so we could just go hit this up.
Yep.
They were like, they used to give us like $600,
Oh, that's cool.
but it was like a 4-hour thing.
Sure.
So they were like, so we would just go hit that up. I was declined. We're like, oh, we're members.
And that gives them $600.
And they had $600 for the week. So they were like, they are so rude when you don't buy stuff.
Yeah.
So it was,
And it's one of those things where if we didn't have the kids, I would have been less pissed.
Yeah.
You were wasting my children's. You told me an hour, and we were okay with. I agreed to the hour, and I asked 4 times, and you told me an hour.
I'd start a timer.
Yeah, well, and
I'm leaving in an hour.
The problem is they walk you around the entire resort. They show you the member rooms.
Yep.
They like the villas and the cool rooms, but anyways, it was the lady truly was so nice that walked us around. The assistant manager was clearly like a slime bag, right? And then they asked you to do an exit survey on like the whole thing. How much pressure did you feel? Blah, blah, blah.
All of it. Thanks.
During the exit survey, the guy doing it tried to sell us a certificate. And I'm like, this is crazy. I looked at him at one point
But
and
that's
go,
their job.
I go, we've said no to everything else. We're not buying that.
But that's his job.
That's fucking crazy.
Push,
Don't
push,
call
push.
it an
He's a
exit
salesman.
survey.
Push, push, push.
No, this is a whole different guy. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
They have to
he clearly
introduce
didn't
us
like
to
the first guy, so we got to get a new guy in.
The poor woman.
When
The
we
woman
were-
was so cool.
When we were in Mexico, the guy started on the speech, and I was like, hey, I'm just going to stop you right now.
We're good.
6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
We're not traveling for
that's fair.
years.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
don't need a sales pitch
Right.
on vacation. He goes, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was Trevor Noah.
Okay.
Looked just like him.
Really?
Like, but in his 20s.
Okay.
And spoke Spanish. It was weird.
Trevor Noah might speak Spanish.
I think he's
Seems
South
like a smart
African.
guy, is he?
Yeah.
I know, he just seems smart. I
Yeah.
assume he's bilingual because he seems
Oh, yeah, he
intelligent.
probably is. Yeah. Oh,
I would
he
like
probably
to be
speaks like 6
bilingual.
languages. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, we're American.
I tell you what, as we talked about it, was like if we ever came back, I would learn some Spanish.
Yeah, like a little
Not
bit.
a lot.
I thought I was going to on this one.
Sure.
Didn't.
I would definitely, like for restaurants, it would have been nice. For travel, like to and from hotels and airports, it would have been nice, but it was interesting.
Come back. Kyle Ramage. I said, how do you feel about metal screens on top of espresso shots? He said, cool stuff. Seems to work well. Puck screens are mega common and home barista thing.
Home. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you go away
That's
to the
fair.
non-pressurized basket, it won't make a huge difference.
Okay.
So
So home for home use, that's
yeah,
fair.
so on a single wall non-pressurized
Sure.
basket. It just helps with the distribution of
spread,
water
right.
as it goes through. Like I said,
Who's using non-pressurized baskets? Everybody?
I do with
Is ours... Wait. Is
double
your-
walls are pressurized.
And singles aren't?
Singles are not.
Okay. All right.
So if you look
So
at the
for home
construction,
barista's sake,
yeah, if you look
you're
at
correct.
the how they are,
Yeah.
like the double wall basket, like the exit is like that big, it's
Yeah.
tiny, so it all pressurizes it
into
in.
one.
And then the single wall is just obviously it's like
Right,
holes.
yeah.
I mean, it's an open basket
Yeah.
almost, just holes on the bottom.
Yeah.
But there you go. Told you, mega common.
Well, for home, it's mega common.
Yes, and that's what we were talking about was home.
Well, I was talking about high-end, like, nerdy shit.
Yes, and the high end
You
nerdy.
think that's nerdy shit?
Yeah,
Why don't they use it in competition then?
I don't know.
It's just a whole Kyle
Here,
conversation.
I'll
isn't
ask
it?
again if
it's
they-
just a whole like if it's at like restaurants and stuff. So while we were there, this is the other reason I'd like to speak a little Spanish. Ricky and Luna got strep throat while we were there. On the resort. We didn't leave the resort. We stayed on.
Nice.
The resort's huge.
It could be worse.
And they both get strep throat. Luna gets a fever. You can buy amoxicillin over the counter there. And so Ricky was like, I'm not going to go see a doctor. I'm just going to take amoxicillin.
Yeah.
So I go buy it for their 500 milligram pills. Some doctor will know and tell me I'm an idiot, but they're
I think
500.
that's very common.
That's normal.
Yeah.
But they're 500 milligram pills. Confirm that they're amoxicillin.
Yep.
You buy them in packs like you would buy Advils that were in the punch outs, right? For 10 of those pills, it is $4 US. So I bought 20 of them because we didn't know how long you would normally take that many.
Antibiotics are cheap as fuck.
No, I know.
Like amoxicillin is probably one of the cheapest manufactured,
Sure.
like commonplace drugs.
Right. So I go
Yeah.
into the gift
Outside of,
shop.
like, Advil and shit,
They had
yeah.
a lot of Viagra in the gift shop, which is weird because it's a
Nice. Yeah.
kids resort. It's a Nickelodeon.
I think a Pepto cost me $20.
Yes. So this is the other thing. That Holden got swimmer's ear while we were there. And so then I went to get him eardrops because they sell everything.
Oh yeah.
Over
in
the
the
counter.
gift
Yeah.
shops. Yep.
Those were $30.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck? We look up the active ingredients in the eardrops and they're antibiotics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's all nonsense. It's all nonsensical. I bought a whole thing of non-insured amoxicillin for $8. And I bought the eardrops for $30.
Yeah.
Well, we had to take Luna to the doctor because I'm not going to give her random like, that's not how it works with little ones. Like, she can't have 500 milligram pills of amoxicillin for the next 10
Oh
days.
yeah, definitely not. She's
No.
way too little.
And so I was like, she's got to go to the doctor. And I'm like, fuck, we don't speak any Spanish.
No.
If we go off resort, they're not going to speak any English.
You just go up to the concierge. Just talk to them.
Oh, well, our concierge is a piece of shit. So he was the prop. He couldn't get it. He was the most useless fucking human being
just go
ever.
to do a different one.
So I
Usually
went to
they rotate.
Oh, you're assigned one when you get there.
Oh, then just go to the front desk.
Well, so we just went to I just found the doctor. Ricky found the doctor.
Okay, fair.
So I just went to the doctor. I walked in. I'm like, how does this work? Do you
Yep.
take our insurance? She on the front door says, we take most privates and travel insurances. Well, no, they fucking don't.
Not
She
yours,
goes,
though.
what country are you from? I go, United States. She goes, we don't take it. Swear
Yeah.
to God, like that.
Yep.
Not like what insurance do you have.
Good news
It's a
is
country
probably
thing.
still cheap.
So, I mean,
You should have said you're from Canada.
for non-insurance.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is what they mean by private insurance is, do you hold your own personal?
Oh, yes.
It's not
Yeah.
privately instituted in America.
Yeah.
So she's like, it's $200 US to see the patient,
Okay.
and then treatment is however much treatment is.
Yep.
Like, cool. This is a fun open-ended
Good
game.
news is amoxicillin, is very cheap there.
I know, but so like for Luna, they would give her Augmentin.
Okay.
And so, which is like a mix of amoxicillin and some other shit. But Augmentin always seems, for Luna, like through all the early shit, Augmentin was the only thing that would ever work. Amoxicillin, for some reason, never responded. And so we went completely uninsured, obviously, at this
Yep.
point. No insurance. We got a Pedialyte, Augmentin prescription for a 4-year-old,
Okay.
ibuprofen, like an 800, like the higher stuff, but
Yep.
for kids still. And then she just has tiny doses of it. And
I'm
then,
excited.
a probiotic, prescribed
Oh, okay.
probiotic to help with Luna's stomach while she takes an antibiotic.
Fair.
And the visit,
Yep.
$312, uninsured. I'm like, our
Hey-
country fucking sucks.
Hey,
dude.
America, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you guys fucking suck. I was in and out of the doctor too 15 minutes.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, I go, she's got red dots in the back of her throat. She has strep throat. She had a fever yesterday, headache, sore throat. She checks her. She goes, she has a throat infection. Thank God this doctor spoke perfect English, perfect Spanish, perfect fucking Portuguese, perfect everything. Because other people walked in and she's just full conversation in different languages, huh?
How do you know it's Portuguese?
Because she said at one point, Portugal. And I'm like, oh, it's because they're so fucking close to Spanish. And there was a woman in there on the phone speaking Spanish. Yeah. This woman walks in. They said, where are you from? She said, Portugal. And so she started speaking, and it was a little different. And I'm like, that's fucking wild.
Well, you should know Portuguese. We played Tibia forever.
I literally said that. So, but the woman said, she goes, I go, do you speak that? Did you grow up speaking Portuguese? She goes, no, I learned it. And she goes, very close to Spanish, very easy. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, $300, buddy.
That's not bad.
Uninsured fucking doctor.
$1,000 here. Yeah.
In an urgent care? You imagine without insurance?
So the F1 GP was last weekend in Vegas. Complete fucking shit show.
It was?
Oh,
is this the first one in Vegas or second one?
It's the first and last. I guarantee it.
Oh, this was the first. Okay.
First and last.
Oh, no.
During free practice, Carlos Sainz, Ferrari driver, is going down the straight. All of a sudden, boom, just fucking shit flies out the back of his car, pulls over, car's fucking about totaled.
What?
What happened, you might ask? Well, there's a water control valve that wasn't welded down, or it was just tacked down.
What?
So much downforce brought it up into the car at, 150.
From the street.
Explodes. So he had to get a bunch of new parts put in. And it took a 10-place grid penalty because of it, because he'd already used his allocations for the year. Yeah. They had to race at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Why?
Fucking insane. To cater for the European crowd. Oh, no. It was
Are you serious?
50 degrees or 40 degrees. It's one of the coldest F1 races in history.
And they're in the desert in the middle of the night. That's why.
Yeah, it's fucking cold. So it was all this shit went on.
No.
They had so many issues with the just everything.
It blew up a car.
Lando Norris lost it on one of the corners, just lost the rear end.
Yeah.
Obviously, cold tires and shit. Sure. Goes sliding into the wall, had to go to the hospital just to get checked out. They were there was jokes. It was McLaren has now gone over their budget for the year to pay for Lando's hospital visit.
What a nightmare.
It was all he had to do was just get checked out. They're bankrupted McLaren.
Our healthcare system's dog shit.
Oh, yeah. Come to find out, that'll probably never happen again.
It's dog shit.
Yeah, because it's a road course. So they had to spend $1 billion on new concrete.
What? To get it prepped?
Yeah.
Because it's got to be perfect.
And they have to put railing all the way down it. They have to put new bridges in
How
for
do they
walkways
do
and stuff.
What's the it's one of the most famous F1
Monaco.
races. How do they do it?
It's just the infrastructure's been there for decades.
They've been doing it.
Yes.
Man. You imagine blowing up as a city, blowing up an F1 car and being like, oh, shit.
It's a lot of people's least favorite race because it's a road course.
Yeah.
It's tighter than fuck.
Yeah.
There's never any passing.
Whoever
more often than not, whoever is on pole
is winning.
Wins.
That
first
sense.
and second. Whoever gets into that first corner first usually wins.
Yeah. That makes sense. Because it's too
Then
tight.
it just comes down to your pit crew.
Yeah.
If you're faster on the day, you're getting people in and out.
Sure.
Normally win the race. Yep.
That's interesting. It looks cool from clips, right? Because it's in a village.
Yeah.
But that makes perfect sense as a race.
And then you have
sucks.
people like Kimi Räikkönen who crashed out one year, just walked. Didn't even get into a scooters or anything. Just walked to his yacht.
That's awesome.
Fucking sits down, pops his helmet off, takes his suit off, kicks his feet up, opens a beer or something. It was some sort of drink and just sat there.
That's wild.
All right, cool, man.
That's wild.
Cool, Kimmy. Kimmy does what Kimmy wants, though.
You kind of get to. They're all cajillionaires. That's
Kimmy's
wild.
just known for doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
I know. I like that.
All the people were
if you're good enough, do it.
I think at one point in time he retired, came back, still fucking crushed it.
Really?
People are like, what the fuck?
Yeah. If you're good enough, you do you.
Yeah.
You just get to do you.
I mean, Fernando Alonso
Fucking
is 42 still racing.
42?
He's the oldest racer.
Damn. It's like Rossi.
Yeah, pretty much.
I bet Rossi's retired.
No, I think he's still racing.
No way.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
there was MotoGP
80%
this weekend
sure
too.
that I just saw a promo of him racing.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah.
Because I think Lorenzo retired. And Lorenzo was way younger than him while they were racing together. So, yeah, dude, you know what was nice? I looked forward to it after we were there for 7 days. You know what was nice? Hearing English.
Oh.
That's hard, truly.
Yeah, just coming home.
You just can't communicate with anybody for a week. It's just you and you're kind of well, and it's my fault because I don't speak Spanish.
Do you have a greater appreciation for people that are first generation immigrants that like come over here knowing nothing, no English and shit.
No, I just can't imagine how hard it. I mean,
Yeah. And we have a dumb fucking language.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
we don't follow rules.
I told our lady.
Most other languages follow a pretty
I told our
specific
sales
set of
lady
rules.
that.
Yeah.
Because somebody came over and tried to help us, and she goes, "Work on your English." She said that to the woman.
Yeah.
And I go, "Listen, it's an awful language.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I just heard
I should speak yours because I'm in your land right now."
just heard a comedian where he was like, he was, I think, first generation. I don't know where he's from, somewhere in Europe. And he was like, listen, it took me 3 years to figure out he is, she is,
Yeah.
they are. Now we're changing their fucking pronouns.
Yeah.
You can't do that to me. He goes, no.
no.
I like,
'Cause
it
I
do-
barely
He was
understood
like,
it.
it took me 3 years to figure this language out. And now y'all are just slipping in using different pronouns and stuff. Because can't do that.
Well, we just made up.
Yeah.
She
can't do
said,
that.
she goes, the reason Spanish was so easy to learn is we have one word for every, like one word's assigned to one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have one word that covers 7 bases. We have like two, there, break.
Yeah.
We have, whatever. We have all these words. She's like, that's why it's so hard is like, you have to learn more words. We have to learn more words, but every word just meant something. It was never confusing.
Yes.
You just had to learn how to say that one word and you
Yeah.
knew how to say it. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, listen, I don't speak
and
ours
almost
well.
every other language sentence structure is like backwards to ours.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Like
yeah.
the sentences
Yes.
are like reversed.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
hate it.
It was good. It was a good trip. Luna, at one point, like the kids get so tired, right? We're partying every day, water parks every day, pool every day. We don't do anything else. They're partying so hard. At one point, Luna was so tired. When Luna gets tired, she either gets sad, silly, or pissed. It's one of the 3 emotions, and it's an extreme. She laughs at everything.
Yeah.
She cries about everything, or she's very pissed about everything.
Sass.
Ricky always says low. What's come here or hurry up or something. In
Rapido?
no, gosh dang it, it's the word. It's not Is it Benecita?
Nope. Can you confirm that? What are you trying to say?
It's hurry. It just means hurry up or come here
Rapido.
is what it means. Rapido means rapid.
Means hurry up.
It is Lo siento. Lo
That's
siento.
sorry.
No, Lo siento. Is it
Lo siento is sorry.
Benecita? It's something like that. What's the word?
Buddy, I don't think you're close.
I'm close.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure.
I mean, you just confused 2 wildly different words.
Okay, well, I wasn't close the first time.
Yeah, no. And call
There's
your
no
wife.
way she's not going to answer right now. That's crazy.
probably
She's
in a
the
meeting.
house. I don't care. She knows if I call it's important.
She's probably leading a meeting right now.
Maybe. Who knows? It's less important for sure. They're talking about how to be agile and pivot, in the market. That's crazy. Well, apparently we're out of love. How to say hurry up in Spanish.
Good luck.
Yeah, because it's going to be not the right word.
Yep.
That's not the word either.
You got the A word.
Yep.
Apre suerte.
Yep. Oh, dude, that's a hard word. It's not
Suerate?
that word because I could never pronounce that.
Yeah, there's an accent mark over the U. You got to throw a little stank on that. Then I'm telling you, you're just making shit up.
No, I'm so close.
You know what's fun? Got in the car this morning. It was like, danger. Check your coolant level. What?
Are you
It's
serious?
a little low. Like the car
Nice
smart
there's
enough.
a
Yeah.
sensor though.
You know it's really dumb. Yep. Has to run Volkswagen coolant. Takes a special
Well, yeah,
kind.
of course it does, buddy.
Yeah.
Welcome to German cars. I mean,
What?
that's all like they're idiotically over-engineered
Yeah.
to the point where it's inconvenient for everybody.
Because I opened it
But they're
up,
great.
looked at it, go, it's pink. It's gonna be a special one.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Just got to learn about coolants today.
I think there's a place in town that sells it.
AutoZone has concentrate.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah. So you can do like a 1 to 5 mixture.
I see.
We'll get there. We'll make it there. Also, getting closer to that golfing simulator setup, buddy.
I know. I like that I didn't know you were drywalling. I like that idea.
Yeah, just
That'll
make
be
it look a
cool.
little nicer.
Yeah. No, I think that's the
so
move.
it doesn't look like a dungeon.
For the price you got it
Yeah.
for, is the move.
Yeah, 100%.
And it'll add a bunch of value to your house. Truly.
A little bit.
The insulation and the finishing your garage
Yeah,
out will
that'll be nice.
definitely.
Yeah, having a finished, a semi-finished garage.
Yeah.
Because Gabby's like, you gonna paint it? No, why would I paint it?
Yeah.
Drywall, great. If someone
Yeah.
wants to spend the money and paint a garage, cool,
Yeah.
great. No one walks in and goes, thank God they painted the garage.
Yeah.
I walk in and go, thank God it's heated.
No, because painting it is the cheap and quick part that
Yeah.
anybody could do.
Oh, yeah.
The insulation and drywall part is not those things generally. Like usually expensive, real fucking hard.
Yeah.
Tried to drywall once in my life.
Me too.
In the Freeland pole barn, or when we were lifting, where that bar was.
How'd it go?
Well, after I got done painting it, you could just see the tape still everywhere.
Yep.
And I'm like, yeah, that's about right. I even mudded it. Can still
What was
see the
great
tape.
is he goes, what level of finish do you want? I'm like, I just want the seams tape
Yeah.
and like the screw holes.
Yeah.
He goes, okay. It was like
He could knock
that
that out
because the
so
one wall is
fast.
like
Yeah.
done already. It was
Yeah.
like because that shaders an interior wall space.
Okay.
So that one was already insulated and stuff. He goes, oh, I can do better than that. I go, sounds great.
Sounds good to me, especially for how much you're paying for it.
Yeah.
The
But we're waiting on a launch monitor a little bit. You know, come to find out, windows are expensive, and I bought a couple of those.
bought 3.
3 of them.
Thank God.
My stepdad, I told him about that. I go, do you remember in high school how many windows you bought for the house and how much it was? He goes, it was all the windows. You go, you remember how much it was? He goes, yeah, it was like $4,500, $5,000 or something like that. I go, just paid $4,000 for 3 windows.
3.
He goes,
This is why, like, if you buy like an old Benica, I was right with the B one. It's Benica. Benica means like
You wanna
hurry up
spell
or
that?
come here or something like that. Man, I knew.
start with a V,
Yeah, Venaca maybe.
Venaki.
Benica. No, it's not Venaki. It's not key.
Benaki means come here.
Benica, Spanish.
Venaqui. Benaki.
Here you go.
Ven acá.
No, that's Google saying it.
Come here. Right there. Benica, that's what it's pronouncing.
B.
Means come here.
But a V in Spanish is pronounced like a B.
Yeah, Benica. Not Benaki. A key's the wrong part, the part you're doing wrong. The rest you're doing correctly.
A key.
This is the correct spelling of come here in Spanish. There's probably one of them's the masculine way or whatever, and one's the feminine way or whatever it is. A key?
That is the last half of it. AQ.
Buddy, that's not, you're spelling it
UI.
wrong. This is the correct spelling. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
Google this word in Spanish, and it pops up with come here.
So does bien aquí.
What does Venaki? It says, what does Venaki and Venica mean?
Okay,
So
yeah.
Benica, which is what I'm telling you, means come
I'm
here.
telling you a different word.
I don't know
'Cause
why.
Aquí means here.
Yeah, but it's not the word Ricky says, is what I'm saying. She says Benica, which Google says,
All right.
come here.
So it sounds like
What's the
they got
difference?
more than one fucking word. I mean, the same.
It does. That lady
goddamn
fucking
thing.
lied to me.
Yeah.
A key and a ka both mean here in Spanish. That's why.
Okay.
Why?
Oh.
You know what? Spanish isn't easy. She was wrong. She lied to me again. Anyways,
That's
so
fair.
we walk into the room,
Yeah.
and Ricky goes, Benica. She says it to Holden and Luna all the time.
I gotta smoke this. It keeps going out.
Luna's got 2 Barbies in her hand, fully exhausted. No nap. She's a nap lady.
Who isn't?
She's a nap lady. No nap. We're 4 days into vacation. She is absolutely just like falling asleep standing up almost, right?
Well, yeah, you gotta make the most of your time.
Her and Holden are arguing. Normally together, they're very good. They don't argue that much. He's very sweet to her. She's usually very sweet to him. She's in a terrible mood. We're going back to a nap, which she's already pissed about because she doesn't want to take a nap. 4 years old.
Yeah.
Ricky goes, Benica. She goes, my name is not Benica. And she throws her Barbie. It was the funniest shit. A 4-year-old that's this tall yelling in public, like as we're walking into our room, I'm sure everybody heard this tiny voice yell that.
Yeah.
It was the funniest shit I've ever. I literally turned around and walked away because I
Yeah.
started laughing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't handle it. Ricky goes, excuse me? And I was like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
This is
I
fucking,
mean, dog.
this is fucking hilarious.
Have you ever seen the gentle parenting?
yeah.
Okay.
Some of that gentle parenting stuff's great.
There's a balance.
Listen,
to
I
it.
don't spank my kids, so I get,
So
there's
like
extent of
the
it.
one we've got friends that do the gentle parenting.
Sure.
And we were eating dinner at their house. We had just gotten some to go.
Yep.
We're eating there. And their daughter, I think, was like 3 at the time. She was done.
Sure.
She wanted to let them
Yeah.
know she was done. Grabbed her plate, into the wall. And
Dude.
I instantly go,
And are they at? Where are you guys? Where are you at physically?
at their house.
Okay, they're at
so
their
we're
house.
at their
Not
table.
in the restaurant. Thank
and
God.
they both just heavy sigh. He was like, Aubrey, we don't do that.
Oh, shit.
And it was like, I don't know if I have that in me.
Yeah, we don't gentle parent to that extent, but
It like they were very good about it, and they
Sure.
were like both so even keel.
Sure.
So it works out very well
Sure.
for them. It was like
Hopefully.
I
Hopefully.
literally had was in the middle of taking a bite and about choked on it was like Indian, so it was like rice or curry or something,
Sure.
and I just about died laughing.
That's funny
I
as
was
hell.
like, gotta get out of here.
it's funny
Gotta
as
get
hell.
out of
Yeah,
here.
you can't be the one.
Yeah.
They can't see you laugh.
Yeah.
It ruins the whole thing.
Yep.
We don't gentle parent to that extent. Like that happens in our house. That's a problem. Now, like we don't spank the kids or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we're firm with like,
Duh. Fuck.
fuck you just do. It's like,
Hey man, better get a broom.
that's crazy. Yeah, you're clean. Yeah, that's exactly. You're about to clean that up now. So that'll be fun for everybody. Like, because listen, like the shitty part is extreme gentle parenting provides zero consequence to action, right?
Yeah.
Seemingly, and as a generalization, but like
Also, like I see the argument at like 3. Do we need like
it's a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
It's a pure ball of emotion.
Yeah.
There's no anything else in there.
Yeah.
It is purely yes, no, hatred, happiness, love. That's
Yeah,
sleepiness.
I can't explain to you
Yeah.
so much why
Yeah.
I would like to shake you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, but there also is like a. I feel like I don't want Holden or Luna to be scared of me, but I do want them to be respectful of the idea that what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, what the fuck? Look at me right now. Never again.
Brought you into this
Ever.
life, can take you right
Never
out of it.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't. I don't know. I don't know that there's like a word for it. We just parent. I guess kind of. I would say normal for modern day. Most
Yeah.
people don't spank their kids now.
Yeah.
Come to find out, like
It's a real issue.
come to find out, what's so wild is like when
Really
you
regresses some
when
children.
You, when you hear about like, I mean, I was slapped in the face once ever, but for the most
Probably
part,
deserved it.
I was honestly, like if somebody did what happened to me now, that's like somebody's calling the cop if you do that in public, and it was done in public. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Even I talked to my mom today, and I'm like, Mom, that is crazy. Like you can't, but that's how she grew up.
Yeah.
They got hit with objects,
Yeah.
slapped in the face.
Yeah.
But now I look at it and I'm like, the first time, and now we just have never spanked our kids, but the
Yeah.
first time I heard an adult ask another adult, he goes, what do you think about spanking kids? Guy didn't have kids. So I'm
Yeah.
like, not a valid opinion because
Yeah.
you don't know.
Everyone's still got an opinion.
Yeah, but it's not valid. It'd be like, what's it like to own a supercar? I'm like, I don't own one. What do you think it's like?
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't get it.
Do you still have an opinion about abortion? You can't have kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I could have had abortions.
No, you can't.
I could have. We
No,
could have.
you can't have any.
No, but the decision could have been made. Do you see what I'm saying?
I know, but like,
like-
I'm still just like, I know that's also super extreme. People don't jump on
Sure.
me about that one, but like, I'm just saying, like, you can still have an opinion about it.
I know, but if you'll never be placed in the position in which you would feel the emotion,
Okay.
your opinion's not valid to
So
me.
if you go to
You see what I'm saying?
like a child specialist,
Sure.
and they're like a parenting specialist or whatnot, they don't have kids, do they not have a valid opinion on something?
that might be an exception to the rule.
Okay.
Yeah, that may be
So
a
if they
fair
don't
exception.
have like any
'Cause you don't have the
children,
firsthand
but they,
experience.
They have like a doctorate or
Sure,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that in child studies.
Sure.
Would you take their opinion?
I would take it into account, I think is how
Okay.
I'd phrase that.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Because you're also taking somebody who's like done their
research.
time researching
Yeah.
and studying, and like scientifically this would show that if you do that, then the child would
Okay.
respond. So I think that's fair. But I think
What was their opinion? Sorry.
somebody walking up on the street who's just a random dude who doesn't have kids
Yeah.
doesn't have that background either.
I
You know
guess
what I'm saying?
it just kind of depends on how much. So you just, how do I want to put it? It's just how much you value someone's opinion.
Yeah, I just didn't like
Yeah.
a normal person without kids. I don't need to hear from them how to parent.
Yeah, fair.
Because it's like, well, you've never been through it. And
Yeah.
like, listen, there were times like before where you just look at something, you're like, I would never let this happen, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But then you're like, oh, I didn't know that circumstance at all. And maybe that kid
Yeah.
had a need or whatever,
Yes.
right?
Very easy to have an arbitrary point of view.
With other people's kids,
Yes.
when you,
Yep.
especially if you don't have kids.
Yep.
So I think most people that have kids become more compassionate towards the idea of like, when you have a kid, you could become more compassionate to the idea that like this shit happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Because they're just balls of emotion or whatever. What do you
That's what I
want?
was looking for.
This?
That thing, yeah.
And so we're sitting there. What was I talking about?
People talking about hitting their kids.
Oh yeah. So this guy's like, "Do you believe in
I derailed you.
hitting your children?"
Yep.
And the guy's like, "100%." And he goes, "Do you have kids?" The guy goes, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well that's okay."
Yeah.
I'm like, when you have a kid and you look at them, I just can't imagine physically assaulting them on purpose.
So you
It's
hear that
crazy.
opinion, you're like, oh, interesting. Tell me more. Do you have kids? And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna
No, I'm
pull
like, yeah,
back
you're-
from that opinion.
Yeah,
a little
well,
bit.
like it was, you were very sure on your opinion.
Yeah.
But you've also never been in the situation. So the guy looks at me, goes, okay, and he's like, when would you, give me an example as to what you would spank your child for, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So they start talking through it, and the guy goes, would you slap them? And the guy goes, if they did something bad, like in the face type thing.
Oh shit.
And the guy looks at me and goes, so just a question. If I slap you right now in the face, what happens? He goes, I'll call the police. And he goes, oh, would your kid? I went, it's a good fucking point, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's
Yeah.
still assault.
Yeah.
No matter
You
how you
just
look
own
at
that
it.
child.
Yeah, it's still assault. You're
Yeah.
just doing it to a toddler who can't defend themselves.
Yes.
Because I'm like, in that situation, if fuck calling the police, if
Yeah.
you open hand slap me in public, I get to punch you in the face. You've started this. Now we get to deal with it and whatever. I maybe get my ass beat. You maybe get your ass beat. One of us is hurt at the end, probably. Both of us, actually. But it's just like, that is crazy.
I just saw a reel. Back to Instagram. Love it. There was this guy who was like, when employers get to that find out stage.
Sure, yeah.
And the guy was like, hey, just so everyone knows, we're going to have to cut back on vacation. So anyone that had vacation coming up for the holidays it's all canceled. You're going to have to be at work. And the guy goes, but I've had it put in for months. He goes, yeah, but we can't swing it anymore. And he's like, what happens if I just don't show up for a week? He goes, well, I'm going to fire you. He goes, huh. What happens if I come punch you in the face right now? He goes, well, I'm going to fire you. He goes, okay. I'm going to punch you in the face now. He goes,
That's hilarious.
what? And he goes, well, I can either not show up for a week and you can fire me, or I'm going to just come punch you. And he goes, you can't do that. He goes, no. I need people to figure it out. I can do whatever I want within a certain subset of rules. And slapping you is in the set of rules
Sure.
I can go do. He goes, no, you can't. He goes, I absolutely can. So what's it going to be?
Yeah, it's just if I'm willing to deal with said consequence. This is the thing. The outcome is only a consequence. And if I'm okay with getting probably a fine.
Oh, yeah.
For slapping you in
That's
the face.
going to be a find out.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious.
It's fun. But like,
I probably butchered it. He tells it much better.
the perspective is correct.
Yes.
Like, well, you are still assaulting said kid.
Yeah.
And if I assault you, you have a problem with it, which is crazy.
That's fair. You're allowed to have a problem with being
Assaulted.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, that is fucking, like, I don't know. I think it'd be hard to get around that argument reasonably. But yeah, so while we were gone, my dogs, the two dogs, the Golden Doodle and the Cocker Spaniel, they take medicine because they're all ancient.
They are old.
So my parents were coming over here and giving them medicine every day.
Oh, nice.
Mira takes like literally 12 pills a day, has for like 2 or 3 years. They have to test her.
Holy shit.
She does 4 in the morning, 4 at night, 3 midday, 4, 8, 11. So 11 pills a day every day, 7 days a week. This is for all her arthritis, right?
Yeah. poor
So,
dog.
I usually just pack them into bread because they look like narcotics, right? So
we normally still like Knox takes Benadryl.
yeah.
Itchy dog.
Yep.
I just throw it in his food in the morning.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, she will.
He'll spit. Like if I give him a
Yes.
pill, he'll
Yeah.
spit it out. I
Same.
throw it in the food. He don't care.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Mira won't.
You guys
go
just do
eat.
hard food though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he does soft food. That
He
makes
does-
way more sense.
So the soft food he doesn't notice as much, and he's on a schedule.
Yeah.
Morning, night,
Oh,
morning,
okay.
night.
So he just goes over and eats the soft
Yeah.
food when it's there. That's our dogs just randomly eat. They just
Yeah.
kind of graze
We used
throughout
to-
the day.
we used to do that.
Yeah. So I put it in I just pack it into like a tiny little piece of bread.
Squish
And
her
she
in
just
there.
eats it. Yeah, right? It's not a big deal. Ricky will put some peanut butter on it and give it to her. She eats it. It's not a big deal. We go through a jar of peanut butter over a very long period of time for Mira.
No
right?
comment?
So, okay, Knox, big as Mira. Not anymore. What?
I was
Listen
talking
to
about
this.
you fatty.
Okay, I don't eat Mira's peanut butter.
Peanut butter and
Mira
jellies.
gets her own.
You're getting up
I
at
love 'em
midnight
so
smashing
much.
peanut butter
It's
and
been
jellies.
so
You
long.
probably got
I miss
3 on
'em.
your nightstand every night.
I miss them. Uncrustables are the goat. So, as we're sitting there, we come home. We go through a jar of Mira because Mira has her own jar.
Yep.
Just to not have contamination. Mira's got her own jar of peanut butter. We might go through that jar in several months, right? You're gonna dump it on the floor, weren't you? If we're at the distillery, not on the carpet. It'll mold in the rug.
And there was like a drop left.
We come home. In 1 week, my dad blew through an entire jar of peanut butter.
Shout out to New Holland for doing a toasted honey barrel.
They're so good.
It's called Color Tour.
These are the ones that just came
Woo!
out. They were released last weekend.
Yep. A whole
buddy,
week, huh?
1
How
week.
much peanut butter was he giving her?
The jar. Nobody else has. She had a new jar, buddy. We came home and Ricky goes, "There's no peanut butter left."
She's never been happier though.
She's never weighed more. She in 1 week put on like 8 pounds.
She bulking.
He went through an entire 40-pound bag of dog food and an entire jar of creamy peanut butter for the dogs.
What
That's fucking crazy.
What were your dad's dogs?
Coda and Duke.
They're big boys.
They were big, but they were like, Coda was stocked. Like,
They're big boys.
he was fucking jacked. Duke was
but he
chubby
was
boy.
120 pound lab.
Yeah.
Big boys.
They're brothers. They had
Yeah.
There was a genetic thing there because they were both fucking huge.
They were bulls.
Yeah, they were big. But we got home and I was like, holy shit, Mira's breathing heavier, fucking walking slower. It's wild. In 1 week, change a dog's life, apparently.
I need to get on that peanut butter train.
Dude, it's so good. Peanut butter's so
You need to
fucking
fix
good.
your candles too.
Why?
Burning bad.
Well, I never clip you're supposed to, after you burn, you put them out, you cut
I
them.
just found out how to fix them. You take aluminum foil and you wrap it on the top, and you
Mm-hmm.
just kind of cone it in, and it'll melt the top back down even.
Or you just burn them.
Yeah,
It's a fucking,
it's an OCD thing.
that's fair. Just don't look inside of it.
I like nice level,
Yeah, don't
but I
look
can
inside of it.
see.
Right now you can't.
I can
And-
see it's not burning well.
So, well, the problem is if you cut, you're supposed to put them out and then cut the wicks.
I don't
So the
know.
wick is supposed to be level and never
Yeah.
overburned. That's why, like, this one the flame was fucking that long
yeah.
when I lit it because I never cut
Yeah.
the wicks. What am I going to cut a wick for, dude? It'll burn off. That's crazy. Creating work for yourself for no reason whatsoever.
Have a nice even candle.
We have 2 Thursday video ideas we could just shoot back to back.
All right. You want to say what they are?
One, okay, it's just the inverse of the same video. Bottles worth more than MSRP.
We've done that.
Right, but things change. Like the market's changed a lot.
Fuck, is that good?
The whiskey.
Yeah.
All of those are so good. All 4 of them. All 4 of them. They're all so good. I mixed the honey and the sherry one together, and it's fucking phenomenal. Because I was in a bad mood and had 6 ounces of whiskey left.
I think this one got dropped. Big old crack on it. It is not pulling very well.
We went to met Canadian friends there. They were amazing.
Oh, nice.
They had 3 kids. Kids loved playing with them. Luna fell in love with the oldest girl.
Same ages, roughly?
The oldest girl was going into high school.
Okay.
And the youngest was like around Holden's age. Luna fell in love with the girl going into high school. She called her best friend.
Is it like 14,
Yeah,
15 maybe?
13, 14, I think.
Yeah, probably around that.
Because Canada might be a little different.
Oh, that's
But we
true.
talked to them. It's so much fun talking to people from Canada. I was like, I would love to move. I love Canada.
They
Love
joked
it
about
so
that in
much.
Discord that you're probably going to just move
Oh,
to
I
Canada.
love Canada. And she's like, we really like, they were born and raised there.
Okay.
And she's like, we love it there. They were probably a little older than we are. And I was like, your healthcare sounds great on paper. And she's like, our healthcare is amazing, truly.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what? People from here bitch about their healthcare.
Yeah.
And then you talk to people from there. She's like, it's amazing.
So
We
the
love
problem
it."
is, like, okay, just break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Our government is just corrupt at almost every
Crazy.
fucking level. So
Crazy.
They pay a lot more taxes, and they do a lot more with those taxes. We jerk each other off and spend more on dumb shit
Yeah.
than probably any other
Government's
country in
a
the world.
Bummer, dude.
Yeah.
It's a real bummer.
Oh yeah.
It's a real bummer. They were super happy. They live, they live in near one of the bigger cities and they love it.
Everyone
and I was
does.
like, yeah, they kind of have to.
Yeah.
But
Like 80% of their population lives in like 3 different cities.
we were
It's
comparing
insane. Maybe it's 60.
the parts of our country that are like the parts of their country based on like views, ideologies. And I was like, well, Texas just kind of like does whatever they want.
I think that's Vancouver.
Texas
for
is,
them.
she said it's Quebec.
Quebec.
She says Quebec is like, fuck you, we'll do our own shit. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's Texas.
One of them, like, deregulated all drugs. I thought it was Vancouver.
I heard that's not good.
No.
I've heard that's not a good
Yeah.
thing. It looks awful. Like
Really
the
weed some
zombies
people
all
out,
over.
though.
Well, there's there's
Dead
zombies
people
everywhere. Yeah.
But we have that in, like, L.A. and shit right now.
Yeah. Well, we have one city, and it's one of the. Is it Portland? We have one
It's
big
somewhere-
city.
yeah, it's somewhere in
that did
Washington.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she did say, we found out. Ricky knew this too. I didn't know. I've never heard this. To do business in Quebec now, you have to speak French fluently. Otherwise, it's illegal. Buddy, I swear to God. I swear to God. So she said, the Canadian lady, she said that Quebec is like extremely protective
Yeah.
of the French culture. It's the only place in Canada that gives
Really?
that many fucks about it.
Yeah.
And she's like, so they're starting to outlaw
English speaking.
They were talking about how they outlawed and I don't want to mess. I'm not. If I fuck this up, it's not being disrespectful. I'm sorry. But the religion Muslim or Islam, whatever religion, wears the face mask. The women
Like
wear
hijabs?
The women wear like the hoods and the face mask. They outlawed it in Quebec because
What?
Because that's not their religion. They don't believe that's not their thing.
Isn't that like fucking the basis of like profiling and shit?
So they outlawed.
Well, they don't have the same constitution we do.
I don't know that they outlawed it like pointing at them and saying that's outlawed. I think it was like covering your face is outlawed in their religion. Obviously, they have to cover their face. So they outlawed it probably as a byproduct, but probably pointed quietly.
Man, that seems like a slippery fucking slope.
You want to know what's even crazier? Then COVID came around. Canada was real strict.
Yeah.
Face masks everywhere all the time.
Yep.
And they're like, you said no face mask
Yeah.
for anybody. So it's okay now? She was like, Quebec does some crazy shit, like for real. I was like, that's wild.
That could never pass here.
No.
You kidding me? It'd be fucking riots.
I mean, then the funny part was then she's like, didn't somebody try to kidnap your guys' governor? And I'm like, yeah. I go, do you guys look at it and go like, all Americans are fucking insane? And I go, if I lived where you guys lived, I would think that. I think. Like I truly
Goddamn
do.
Yanks.
I think that, and I live here. There's a lot of times where I'm like, most people here are crazy.
Yeah.
And we fucking live here.
Yeah.
They actually live south of us, I think she said, or something like that. So, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. It was cool because they spoke obviously perfect English.
Yeah.
It's very nice to conversate with other adults that spoke English. Very felt like home feeling. Somebody guessed we were from Canada because of our accents.
Oh yeah, we're close
At the
enough.
resort.
Yeah. You say "ope."
Guy goes,
and
Are you from? He goes, where are you from? Canada? I go, no, Michigan, pretty much though. And he's like, Michigan. I'm like, I don't know if
anyone in the UP is Canadian.
Oh, 100%.
You're Upers and Canadians. You're one and
You're
the same.
borderline
Man. Peas and
French.
pods.
Yeah.
Yep.
we say the same words, we speak the same.
Yeah.
But that was cool. We met them. That was great. But Luna, it's so hard. She fell in love with that girl. And she's like, when am I going to see, she goes, as we were leaving, she goes,
no.
Did you get their mom or dad's phone number so that we can see them again? And I was like, babe, they don't live in the same place that we do.
Yeah.
She's like, when will I see her again then? And I'm like, man, this is so hard.
Yeah.
Because like, you don't understand that like we got to enjoy our time with them.
Yep.
And then that's it, realistically, right? But he was into whiskey. We talked about 40 Creek a little bit. He was into 40 Creek. He likes 40 Creek. We talked about Lot 40 a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, you got to find Lot 40 was really cool if you're getting into whiskey. But they were very
Some
cool.
of the older ones, not so much now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the new ones are good or not. They knew Alberta Cask Premium. Like, they knew that one. But, no, it was cool. It was a good trip overall.
Yeah. You bring any whiskey with you?
Bought all I wanted. All I wanted, truly. I had one request.
Would you buy in the
dog
duty free?
shit?
Also, gotta ask you that.
Dog shit alcohol there.
Yeah.
At the resort because it's all inclusive.
Yeah, it's usually like rum and stuff is what they got a lot
Well,
of.
and so I was like, this is great. I'm in the Dominican. I brought 15 cigars, smoked all of them but one. Mind you, I'm putting some of these out like halfway because we're like doing stuff. So
2
I
a
put
day
it
though,
out.
huh?
There were it was probably like ended up being one full a day because I'd smoke like a half and
2 a
then
day, though.
yeah, one and but I was like, I want Dominican rum. I'm in the Dominican. I want like real Dominican rum.
Yep.
They're fucking. It's all like the sugar shit and
Yeah.
it's all the nonsense
Yep.
and it's all whatever. But then-
Appleton, probably big there.
no, the
That's Jamaican rum.
Belenco,
Oh, okay.
Belenco, something like that. $150 at the resort if you want to buy a bottle. Went to duty free, $39.99, same exact glass, same label.
Oh, yeah,
same
100%.
everything.
Yeah.
And but I did buy cigars. They sold cigars there. That was cool.
Oh,
I
nice.
bought some LFDs that were Dominican exclusives. Smoked those there. Those were cool.
Rock you?
Huh?
They rock you?
No.
Really?
No, but I'm smoking a lot of cigars because I've
Ah,
been
that's-
eating like not an asshole.
Yeah.
So I smoke more cigars.
Well, nicotine's an appetite suppressant.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
Well, and I just want flavor.
Oral fixation.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Gotta get a dick in there.
Yeah. Something shaped like it. They didn't have hot dogs. So anyways, but
They're like, that's outlawed here.
no, so when we went, all I wanted, I'm like, I finally get to shop duty free.
Yep.
First, I've never left the country except to go to Canada, ever.
You were looking, I bet I can guess the one bottle
Go.
you're looking for. Father and son.
Yep, that's it. That's all I want. One. Actually, I wanted like 3. But if I find one duty free, one. Walk into duty free, Blanton's, tons of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, buy an $80 Blanton's. Truly, I would.
120?
180. Oh. I'm like, well, that's why there's a ton of it. It's more than secondary in America. Get that shit shipped to my door for less money.
Allegedly.
Probably from a retailer online at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe 150.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I didn't buy that. And then she walks up, she goes, what are you looking for? And I said, wild turkey. And she goes, what? I'm like, wild turkey. And she's like, what? And I'm like,
Just kidding.
I don't know how to say wild turkey in Spanish, so we're up Fucks Creek right now. You know what I mean?
Me either.
Wild turkey. You know, I like
No,
a fucking
definitely
that was
not.
like Frenchish. You know, but anyways,
Pollo is chicken. I know
well,
that.
They have 12 duty free shops in Punta Cana Airport.
Okay.
There's a huge one, like
Yeah.
a giant one. So I'm like, oh, that's the one. So on the way home,
Like the one in the Detroit airport or
way
like
bigger,
Okay.
way bigger. It's literally like it was be damn near like part of a terminal.
When we went through Cancun, you literally walk through like you think it's the airport.
Yeah.
It's all duty free.
That's
before
how
you
this
even
was.
get to the airport.
Yes.
Yeah.
So well, this. It was just post security.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and as soon as you get out of security, everything is duty free for a while. It's
Yeah.
wide. It's like a small mall or something.
Basically.
So I'm like, oh shit, there's tons of whiskey in that one. So on the way home, we went to that one. Guess what they had? Wild Turkey 101. That was it. This is the only turkey product they had.
$60 too.
No, it was like 32 or something, 28 or
Same
you know.
price you can get for here, yeah.
They had a ton of Buffalo Trace for 30. They had a ton of Blantons for 180.
Ugh.
So then I'm like, well, this is fucking lame. They had a Hibiki Harmony Master Select.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Me neither. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. It's like 150 or 180.
Almost worth the gamble.
And I was like, I started Googling it. I was like, I don't know if this is not a travel exclusive, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah,
You know
you'll
what I
get
mean?
greased.
Yeah. So then I didn't buy that one. I ended up buying 2 Glenfiddicks that were travel exclusives. They're 1 liter bottles. And the whole line of these Glenfiddicks will only ever be a travel exclusive, supposedly.
Supposedly.
They're all finished
Yeah.
in different barrels. This is the line they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they're vatted into like an infinity vat.
Oh.
But so they're all labeled by the VAT number you're getting them out of.
Okay.
So they've only done VAT 1 and VAT 2.
Yeah.
And they had both the VAT 1 and 2 there. They both looked good and sounded good. And they were
Infinity vat. So is it like a Solera aging
yes.
thing? Okay.
The end of the process is Solera for them.
Okay.
So I got VAT 1 and VAT 2, which are the only ones that are out.
Yeah.
But they were like 60 and 80 or something like that. They weren't expensive.
Do you see what's happening with exports in whiskey right now? So apparently they're throwing like a huge tariff on American
Maybe
exports.
that's why Blanton's 180.
Into other. I don't think it's coming. I think it's supposed to be a
okay. Not
2024
yet.
thing.
Okay.
So they're talking about how it's going to kill a lot of the whiskey market
Internationally.
internationally. But so many people, like a lot of, I can't remember the exact number, but it's like a huge portion of most people's revenue is export. Something like 45%. A lot of companies are export.
Whoa. What countries? Do you know? Is it Japan?
Europe, mostly,
Europe? Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. That's a fucking bummer.
Well, maybe they'll start sending more stuff out here.
Well, yeah, hey, let's also put the cool shit here,
Or
too.
inversely, they're gonna have to raise their prices to
Yeah.
cover
Yeah.
all the additional
loss.
tariffs and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I think it's like a 25% extra tariff they're throwing on it.
whew,
Yeah,
damn.
it's a lot.
Just they don't want it coming in? What's the...
They want to make more money on it.
Is that what it was? They're
I mean,
just
there's a
taxing it more?
shit ton going into other countries, so why not throw a bigger tariff on it? Just make more money.
And hope that people are willing to pay it, I guess.
Well, come to find out, people will be.
I don't know, there's a
They've
lot
been
of
doing it for
blends.
years here. Just keep raising
that's
prices,
true.
and
That's true.
people will still buy it.
I know, but I think when it raises here, you're like, oh, inflation.
Yeah.
Oh, everything went up.
Yeah.
Oh, lumber's expensive.
Tariff is inflation.
I know, but I like if their base inflation didn't go up.
Our inflation, like COVID, was because of supply chain
Yeah, for
issues.
sure.
So that was inflation.
Right.
When really it was not inflation.
Right,
It
yeah.
was just,
Well, it was supply chain issues,
Yeah.
and then we just left it high.
Yeah.
Which is nice of them.
yeah.
Oh, we still can charge $80 for OSB. Why don't you guys fuck yourselves? Hope you don't want to build a home under $7 cajillion. Like that's just it is what it is.
Just saw a home in Hemlock, $750,000. It's 2,000 square foot. It's 2,200. 18
What?
acres.
I don't give a fuck.
Private lake.
18's not an okay. We're getting closer. All right,
Yeah.
keep going. How many pools?
All outdated.
No way.
It needs to be fully like rent. Like you could live there, but
there
you were
a-
like, wow, this was built in the 90s.
Is
It's
there a
all
jacuzzi
like,
in it somewhere? Is there a guest house? 750K?
Yeah.
Dude, a 2,000 square foot. I know
2,200.
18 acres isn't enough
No.
for that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You better give me a fucking small park. Like, I need something very, holy shit,
In
dude.
good old Hemlock,
In
Michigan.
Hemlock, where the
Yeah.
cost of living should be -7.
Yeah, should be.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
That's what you
Hemlock
get.
school's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
So you have a good school.
School choice. You can go to like Freeland, which
Okay,
is
so
higher.
you have good schools around.
Yeah.
Okay.
School choice, baby. You can go wherever you want.
$750,000.
Yeah, it seems like shit, doesn't it?
2,000 square foot house.
2,200, man.
Same shit, different day.
The hut was 300 square foot. You're adding the hut on.
You're adding no.
Almost
oh
a hut.
My gosh, you're not even adding the hut. I didn't even.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. That's
Yeah.
real disappointing.
Yep.
Is what that is. Hemlock, Michigan. Everybody's gonna be like, well, in New York, we get that. Hemlock doesn't have. Hemlock has a McDonald's.
Yep.
A single car dealership for. I have no idea why.
Ford dealership. Yeah.
I don't know why. It's in the middle of fucking cornfields. And they don't have a Walmart. They don't have any
No,
big
you
store.
drive to Saginaw.
Do they have a Dollar General now?
Oh, of course.
They got a Dollar General. Do they have a restaurant?
Yeah. They got
There
a
you
couple,
go.
Couple bars.
Okay. So
Yeah.
they probably have 10,000 people that live there. And
Oh.
it's 3/4 of not 10.
There's
I don't know
no
if this doesn't
way.
get the point across as to how much that house should not fucking cost. I know people are going to say, well, 18 acres is a lot. It is for if you live in the city. If you live in the country, it's still a good amount, but it's not $1 million worth. It wasn't close, was it? 10's high? 1,000? I 10x'd it? Holy shit.
That's a 2022 or
Holy
2020.
shit.
Sorry.
1,000 people. It's a village, buddy.
No.
Is a village
Merrill's
under
village.
1,000?
Probably.
It's a township.
Yeah, probably.
It's not a city. That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
3/4. You better want to live there the rest of your life. Those are your options. Live there forever or live there forever.
It says current population's 1,100.
You know, that mortgage with the current interest rate would be $4,000 a month.
More. Way
More?
more. More than that.
That's insane.
Because we looked at a house that was like 600,000.
Oh, yeah. And how much was that a
like
month?
4.
And that's escrowed though, right?
Yeah. And
Man.
that was Thomas Township. That was Freeland.
And the cost of living in Thomas Township is higher
Yes.
than Hemlock for
Yeah.
sure. So, well, it's supposed to be. In theory, it is. I would guess. Who knows? Apparently, Hemlock's
It was
fucking
over $4,000
coming
a
up.
month. Yeah, it's insane.
That's wild.
Housing, little wild right now.
Everything is. How long we got? Oh, we're an hour 20. Listen, if you made it this far, thanks. We're
Yeah.
shooting Advent. We're getting Advent done.
Yeah.
It's Advent season.
Well, we
Tis
haven't
the
we haven't
season.
done a podcast in a while. This one can be a little
we
longer.
haven't.
It's fine.
Yeah. No, we're doing Advent. We're doing batching everything to hell and back because there's just a lot going on in the future.
Yeah. Like,
Just a lot.
good news is we're close to being done with stuff at Virtue, really. Like, renovation wise. Like, there's no, like, really big projects or anything coming. So that should slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is that like the spending money on Virtue will, not on barrels, but on the building and shit. The thing that I'd like to do next year is I'd like
I wonder
to
how many times they'll keep raising the credit limit on that credit card.
just do it forever.
Yeah.
It's just a line of credit.
Well, you
at
spend
this
more
point.
money?
Yeah, it's just a line
Okay,
of
cool.
credit. Next year I'd like to get both buildings painted. We can definitely paint the one ourselves. The barrel house we can paint.
Oh, yeah, I can do that easy.
I'd really like a nice two-tone, kind of like this paint job on the big building, and then put a nice overhang out the front. That'd be cool. And then put the patio out there
Why you got to make things difficult?
next year. We don't have to do that.
Oh, we do.
Oh, we don't have to do that.
Oh,
we
we're
have
going
to pay for it.
When you get a quote and it's $10,000.
No, it was $11,000 to paint both buildings, and that was the one being two-toned.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was paint cost. That was everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was all said and done.
By
that
next
was with
year,
them washing the
We
buildings
need a
again
well
too.
first.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is
That's
like
going to be $15,000.
if we paint the one, painting that barrel house was $4,000 of that project.
Yeah.
So if you remove the material and then that,
Yeah.
two-toning that building wouldn't be that bad, truly.
We'll get it there.
And it would make that's like the next like cleanup item. Because the buildings still are they look old as shit. Even like when we were doing the interview for the paper, she's like, I can't believe it looks like this in here. You're like, yeah, because it looks abandoned and run down on the outside.
It's supposed to.
Is it?
We don't need it to look nice right now.
No, next year. I
Yeah.
said next year. We can't get it painted now. It's fucking winter.
All right, let's go. I'm going to eat some lunch probably. And then we're going to eat lunch. Wow. Yep, it is noon.
Yep.
And then we can shoot some stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Thanks for being here. Love you guys. If you made it, like Dan said, like, comment, subscribe.
Yep.
We're here and around.
We can shut the door. Make
Yeah.
it warm in here
A little,
again.
little cold now.
Chili Wilbur's.
Moving some air.
Chili Wilbur's in here. Oh, we moved a lot of air.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a 12-inch inline fan. Ripping.
Yeah, it is 12.
Oh, my God.